Juneteenth, and knowing what we know about the history of Wall Street in general. This is what we come here to talk money, to talk finance, to talk stocks, options, things like that in terms of wealth building. We know the history, and trust me, Mr. Check My Resume could run y'all down a list of just things that you did not know, especially about the history of blacks in this country. And a lot of stuff I've learned, you look at blacks that were sold on Wall, like the original Wall Street was built by slaves, which is like a Dutch encampment to protect them from Indians. And that point to that fort, I guess you'd say, that they used is what became Wall Street. Like, that leads right into the financial district. So knowing that our ancestors were sold as commodity on Wall Street, then you fast forward to the celebration of Juneteenth of, you know, the rest of the blacks that did not know that they were free. So now we free as a whole, free-ish, you know, and then you get to all of the issues and the setbacks that was just constantly moving the goalposts, keeping us from the three pillars of wealth to now, to us being able as black men to teach others that look like us how to acquire that wealth. Seeing, how does that make you feel, knowing that I came down this long line of people that persevered, that made it, that had incidents, duck and dodge, they was able to maintain their health and to see life to bring on the next generation, and to now see you in the position that y'all's kids as fathers are gonna live a far different life than we did. How does that make y'all feel? Like, Wealthy Soon, like what, like how does that make you feel thinking about that?
Shoot, really, it just makes me want to go harder. Trying to pick up the torch and carry what our people had to go through way back when, to be in a position where we could use that same instrument to build wealth for our families. Like, shoot, that's crazy. Like, passing down all the knowledge and all the gains that we get, shoot, that's what's most important to me. So just that hunger and that drive, like, just got to keep going, because we at a perfect place. We got 5 black men that are actively helping a lot of people throughout the world, not even just the U.S., throughout the world, learn how to be like financially literate and make money for their families. Like, who would have ever thought?
Man, that's deep. What about you, Legacy?
Man, it fills me with pride and joy. I did not grow up with a father figure growing up in Chicago, Illinois, but just the older I get, I did my ancestry, majority of my DNA comes from West Africa, and it just really just tapping into me knowing where that's pretty much where the slave trade originated, and just really just putting myself in my shoes of my ancestors, understanding what they went through, the struggle, and for me to get here to this day, it really lights a fire within me, man. Right now I'm like, man, after just hearing with the facts that you just said, reminding me of these facts, I'm just, instead of just, I never would stop planning on just relaxing this Father's Day, but I want to go get a workout in. I want to get into these stocks even more. I want to just go harder, man. Just really taking advantage of the position that my forefathers put me in, because when I'm honest with myself, I don't think I would have lasted too long as a slave. My mouth, so I'm long enough to carry my bloodline on down to. So I'm thankful for them for humbling themselves and going through that BS, man, because it takes you gotta really bite your tongue and sacrifice to put up with those conditions. And I'm not looking at them as they're weaker in any form or fashion, but that they're stronger for being able to put up with that and get and see us, my lineage here. So on to my other brothers, I know they got to add for sure.
That's what's up. What about you, Boss Gang, man? Being, from Compton, I know about the history of blacks and the wealth in that community that was built years and years ago in Compton, which highly sought after real estate. They tried to come in and want to take that back and things like that. Being in the position that you are, in, especially you had a lot of Latino coworkers, like people coming to you for advice on how they could build wealth and so forth. Like, how does that make you feel knowing the position that you are now in, to be able to push that forward for the next generation, for your son and your daughter?
So what's crazy is, so I like how you mentioned the fact about Wall Street. During slave trade, we trade options, right? So we were the original product or commodity that the options were used for. So options trading came through slave trade. You know, they didn't necessarily know how many of the commodities would make it over. So you had to have an option that you could exercise and pay a given price, no obligation. Again, options, you know, the right but not the obligation to pay. And so we were the original options. So I have mixed emotions. Sometimes I'm very excited that I'm able to do it, but as you mentioned, a lot of the people who I help the most don't actually look like me. Seems like a lot of people that look like me have the least amount of trust for other people that look like me, whereas people from the outside are just flat out concerned about making money. So I'm happy to have the skill, but I'm just a little disappointed that we don't have more people that look like us that are willing to trust us to actually to help them out. We got to have, and I get it. There's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of frauds going around, but it's not, scamming and fraud is not based on the color of your skin. People to this day, we're still being used as commodities and don't actually even realize it. So hopefully over time, you know, we can learn to trust each other more so that we can actually get the full benefits. Because once we know, no matter what it is in life, whether it was sports or businesses or whatever, they don't want to let us in. It's for a reason, because they know the power that we have. The people as a whole understood the power that we have collectively, and the difference we can make. It can go a long way. So we just gonna keep pushing forward. You know, everybody can't come, but the ones that are here, we appreciate you, and you guys are the leaders. You guys are the ones that's gonna help push us forward.
Man, I like that you how you put that, man. Resume. We from a similar area in terms of, you know, the bros. They all from major cities. We dealt with some things in the areas where, you know, we grew up, especially with you in Greenville, South Carolina. Far more history where you at in regards to this, especially being so close to Charleston. Knowing and seeing the things that you've experienced and the history that you know, like to be in the position that you're currently in, even from your job to this business and what we do on a day-to-day basis. How does that make you feel being in this position, knowing what you know, and to be able to put your kids in this position, and the other people that rely on you on a day-to-day basis, to go out there and build wealth that look like you? I know what this means to you, so I'm trying to figure out a good way to ask, but like, man, expound a little bit on your feelings on this, man.
Yeah, man. I really look at it as like an opportunity, man. But then also it's like a responsibility. You know, when God gives you a great skill or a power, and it's really about how you utilize that. And my family, you know what I'm saying, my grandfather was one of the first Black Marines ever in history. One of the first regiments, Montford Point Marines, 1942. And that's just set the tone for my family in terms of that aspect of it. So really for me, man, it's just like a responsibility factor. That's why I'm so like against like the scamminess that goes on. But really, man, to Boss Gang's point though, I think like you really want to see more engagement in the community that we really are trying to put our hands on and touch. So yeah, man, it's really just a responsibility to ensure that I, keep my standard at a high level to provide quality and clarity with what I'm providing to the members in the group, man. And so it's just holding myself accountable, making sure that I'm operating at a standard, man, because everybody's not blessed with the abilities and the skill sets that we have. And so we want to use that to impact things in a powerful way, man. And doing this for the right reasons, So it's not about my trading. Like I tell people all the time, I'm and Boss Game was talking about it Friday, it's like not here like focused on our trading. This group was meant for the people. You know what I mean? It's not about us and our trading and all of that kind of thing. So I'll just leave it with that to keep it brief, man. But yeah, man, it's just a responsibility, man. There's a pride that comes with it, but it's just really it's really a responsibility, man. It's like you leading people relying on you, and so there's just things that come with that, and just trying to make sure I uphold the standard to provide and be that pillar in this area. So, but yeah, man, just feel a lot of like weight of like responsibility. Like we've got to do things and we got to do it a certain way.
Now, I wholeheartedly love that statement, the responsibility, because I know for the five of us, this is not something that we have to do. But it meant a lot to me because I know the position I was in before I started trading, and I know a lot of people that look like me in the area in which I come from in my community, and how this would affect. Now, many people not gonna take that journey. Many people not gonna take that leap and step out. Not only on their own, not on faith. You know what I'm saying, but we talking about just sheer like, I gotta get it or die trying. Not get rich. We just talking about just change my life. Just something that simple. To put myself in a completely different situation, completely different plane, and terraform the atmosphere around me. I just knew that I wasn't gonna be going into my mid-30s and then years later not understanding how finance went. Something was gonna change in my family. I wasn't gonna rely on someone else to do it. Like, my brother went to prison, which people in our group, I got people in the group who completely understand. Like, oh yeah, I got a sibling, I got a cousin, I got an uncle that's locked up, blah blah blah. Regardless if they did it or not, we completely understand how that system works. And I'm over here like, no, don't worry, I got it. So to be in that position, like, no, don't worry, I got it. Everything cool. You gonna be good when you get out. Like, that means a lot to me. So for everybody out there, man, that's watching this, you are in the position that you are trying to change things for your family. Understand, you've taken on this responsibility. More power to you. The freedom, to me, only make a difference if you do something with it. You're not necessarily taking up space. To actually put forth the work and the grind. Boss Gang says a lot of people trying to avoid the work. It's work, but boy, it's worth it. If it was easy, there'd be a lot of people up at the top. But hey, this is why we do what we do. And ladies and gentlemen, we consider ourselves the gold standard in trading. Period. Point blank. So make sure you like, subscribe, click that notification bell, so you don't miss any updates that we have going forward. We have an amazing promo right now. If I can speak clearly, due to Juneteenth, we want to give some access to individuals who are trying to find a genuine trading home, because as Legacy lets you know, we want you to be a more confident and independent free trader within yourself, so you know what you are doing and you can use this market and get back a lot of that money that is owed to you. But you're going to have to go work to get it, right? So, like, subscribe, click the notification bell. You already know how we get down. Let's go ahead and give you an update on some things that have happened in the market. Now, the S&P outside year on the S&P. We have went ahead and knocked out that level of 36.17 to take out outside year. Where we go from here, we don't know. We'll give you an update with some of these plays and how they are currently looking. We do have full time frame continuity to the downside. I do not care that day is doji. Now, if we open up Tuesday Market is closed on Monday. If we open up Tuesday and things go green, yes, we'll have a green week. We'll have a green day and so forth. But right now, if you look from the yearly on down to the day, it's red, 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 red across the board. Now, materials, full time frame continuity to the downside. Don't need to expand on that. Communications, we did finish with a green day. It was 2 up, failed 2 up, did not move in force for a 2-2 reversal in order to fill the gap. So we are red on those except for the day. Energy, we do have a doji. We do have a shooter, massive shooter on the month. Shooters typically, erase that. Shooters definitely mean we've hit a broadening formation on a particular time frame. So seeing that we failed 2 on the month, went 3, we have full time frame continuity. You see what happened on the day. Now, this is something that we have looked to happen every options expiration week since energy has been doing this thing. But it was crazy red this week. So you could have taken advantage and played some positions to the downside and made some really good chicken. Financials, full time frame continuity to the downside on all of the macros. Industrials, same situation, full time frame continuity to the downside. Tech, all macros red. Staples, all macros in the day red. Inside day, that was red. We have a spinning top, whatever you technical traders want to call it, on a day on real estate. All I see is red. Utilities, red. Big red. Gum, whatever you, red. Inside green on consumer discretionary on the day. Outside of that, all the macros red. You catching the trend here? I mean, if you've been paying attention, we've been following. So stop trying to call the top. Or stop trying to call the bottom. Metals and mining, I do like to pay attention to materials in that metals and mining right now due to little factors that apply to the real world. Failed 2 up on the quarter, looking like it's wanting to go outside. That should give you some indication of where this potentially go. It's red. Another one I want to add to the list that we like to pay attention to currently and that you should be paying attention to. We do like to trade this, and that is VIX, VIX, or some people in the group play VXX, and some people play UVXY. Currently, VIX is sitting at about $31.12. Where it finished, it did finish with a red week, doji, and a red inside day. So could give you a 2-1-2 to the downside of the day. Who knows? Just going to pay attention to those levels currently where it's at. Now, Boss Gang VIP. As far as the 3rd week of June, what is the almanac telling us about what we should be looking for historically?
Absolutely. So we are definitely in for a bearish week. Like you mentioned, FICO, we got the pop, but all the continuity is to the downside. And interesting stat, according to the almanac, the week after the quad witching, or the almanac refers to it as triple witching, the Dow has been down 27 of the last 31 trading sessions, and the average loss since 1990 has been 1.1%. So we saw what happened last week. A lot of people try to time the bottom. You give them a couple green candles, everybody throws their money in to go long because they believe that the market is going to go up 70% of the time. That may be true, but it's going down right now. So they're going to use those people for liquidity. They're going to sell the close, create some of those pops. We know which way to play it. The trading strategy that we use is going to lead us to be very, 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 very profitable this week. So if you're a part of Alphaback Trading, you can expect to make a lot of money this week. It's going to be bloody out here.
Act accordingly. Now, let's go ahead and get into these setups. We got the homie investing for legacy coming up for you. Legacy, what you got for us this week, bro?
Yes. YouTube family, Pack family, welcome. I'm not gonna go into details about China. That's one of the sectors I'm most bullish on right now. I've been talking about them about 3 weeks now, but Lee, Baba, even Neo is looking good. Everything running in force over there, and lovely hammer inside hammers on the quarter. But something I do want to mention today is Futu, Futu. I'm not sure if Boss Gang mentioned them. I know he mentioned
That
some
was that was
growth stocks a couple weeks. Okay, but yeah, what I'm seeing on Futu, I'm like an inside week. The 212 up on the. I'm liking that 212 up on the week for the entry above 47.19. Um, it's running in force, beautiful up above on the month. I'm liking that a lot. I am liking Futu a lot. So those are my targets there for Futu would be 5168, and that'll be my first target, and I'll just take it from there if it keeps running up. Next one I want to bring up is FSLR. I've been liking how I've been seeing some renewable energy plays looking inside of this market. It's been a rough market, but a lot of renewable energies have been looking good. But I'm looking for a 322 rev on the week there. It's not in full time frame continuity as much as I like, so it's a little bit riskier here. So I'm gonna be very disciplined with my target here. If I get that 322 rev, I'm gonna just take it to that top of that three. So the entry will be in the week and the day break above 67.53, and a target at the top of that three of 76.72. I'm liking that a lot for FSLR. So that'll be my play there for them. I'm liking Moderna going to this next week. mRNA. To be transparent, I'm completely expecting this thing to gap up over the weekend. So I'm expecting my entry not to be valid anymore. But I'm liking it, the 322 rev on the week and the entry above 131.38 for Moderna. But I'm expecting it to gap up because I've got an alert the other day about how they've approved the vaccine to be given to minors up to 6 months, as low as 6 months years old. So I'm not happy as a parent about that news, but I think it's going to be bullish for the stock, and I'm expecting the gap up. Pfizer has the same setup on the week, 322 rev coming. But yeah, that's something to look at there. My target for Moderna this week will be 152.73. And again, the entry would be above 131.38. That's all the individual stocks I want to mention. I am noticing that banks, they're testing the bottom of a broad enough formation, so I'll be watching banking for that. I know I see a lot of the Pack family doing that as well. But we're testing a lot of broad informations at the bottom of them. So I don't want to see. I want to kind of take a backseat a little bit going into this week to see if we just fall under and we keep that to the downside, or if we're going to get a bounce. So the only ones I want to highlight. I have some others I'll bring up in the pack. Back to you, FICO.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I like that setup that was on FSLR. That was pretty clear cut. What it's looking like it want to do keeps hitting that same level. Wealthy Soon, what you got for the gang this week, bro?
Yes, sir. Let's get into it. Shout out to Legacy. He did mention some of the ones I had on my list. I agree with that Futu trade. I don't know if you're new to watching our watch list call, but if you are, when multiple leaders align on one thing, that's normally a good thing. So Futu also looks great to me. I also was taking a lot of interest in China, as Legacy mentioned briefly. China has been doing great. My whole China watch list is green. So just some ones I would highlight is I like Neo and XPEV. I like Neo. It has it made a 3 on this week. So you want to do this 3-2 rev. We'll be trying to take out I think 23.96. And same type of setup for XPEV, a 3 on the week, with a nice level to go and take out. I like these not only because they're China, but because they're also electric vehicles, and both of those have actually been doing pretty well. So I figure if both of those are in tandem, then we could get some nice moves on that. Another one, China related, JD. JD also went 3 on the week. It's at the top of this range where it's rejected from I think about 3 or 4 times. And if we could push through this level, then we could definitely see another level jump. So we're gonna be watching JD. Another one on my list is FRGE. I am loving the weekly setup on this one. It literally just hit the bottom of its range last week, giving us a lot of room to the upside. We also have a gap to fill above us. There was a lot of people at the party when I was looking at some contracts. So I'm going to keep an eye out on this one. Never traded it, but from what I see, it looks good so far. Another one, in case energy does get that bounce, we are in a weekly demand zone. HUSA, Houston American Energy Corporation. On the day, it did fail going 2 down on the day. I thought it was going to be able to catch up and make a green hammer on the day, but it wasn't. But it still did show some strength in the second half of the day, and it's still an inside week. So I'm just going to be watching energy just to see if we get that bounce, and it's going to be the ones that I look at just because of the way that the contracts move and the amount of people that's currently buying into this party. Another one we got MRTX. This is a pharmaceutical company. This one made a hammer on the week after hitting the bottom of its range. And if you look at it on the day, we have a easy level of 63.33 to go and take out. And if you ever traded a therapeutics company, you know that these don't need to move a lot for you to get crazy returns. So that's why I'm going to be watching this one. And that was the last one on my list. So back to FICO.
Appreciate that, bro. Hey, you didn't jump into that boss gang bag because a few of them tickers, I'm like, damn, what is this? I never heard of this. So now I got to do some research. We ain't got nothing but time this week because the market's closed tomorrow. So appreciate that, Wealthy Soon. Boss Gang VIP. I already know you got something up your sleeve, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I need y'all to get y'all's pens, y'all's pads ready because he already let it be known. Man, he got some heat this week. What's good?
You know what's crazy, FICO? The good setups are very, very obvious, right? Not trying to be tricky. I don't think I'm smaller or smarter than everybody. I just stick to the methodology that we're supposed to be sticking to, and the results, they'll speak for themselves. So with that being said, let me get into it, get some levels, because I know that's why people are here. Got my watch list set up. First one, GS, Goldman Sachs. I see where this one is going. So Goldman Sachs, pretty easy trade for me. I'm looking for triggers below 278.15 on Goldman Sachs. Not trying to be too tricky there. You see that week, what happened on that week? Yikes. Goldman Sachs, I'm pretty confident I know where that's going. Another one, ICE, baby. ICE. Got a pretty good idea where that one's going. ICE below $90.05. I'm pretty sure I know where that one's going. Match, another one. We're looking for the 2-down month. Just continuing to go to the downside on Match. Looking at levels on Match below $67.25. Let's keep this going. Another one to the downside. Target TGT. How about Target TGT? We're gonna continue to get Target to push down. Looking below 138.58 on Target. Looks pretty clear where that one's going. Another one, Emerson, EMR. Emerson Looks pretty clear what's happening with this one. 78.54 target to the downside. Um, just so many of these. We got 3M company. We all know 3M. Um, just going. I'm just looking at it. One side of the range to the other side of the range. Pretty simple. 128.72 entry to the downside. Semiconductors, pick your favorite one. I'm shorting all the semiconductors, so wouldn't matter if it was AMD, MU, Nvidia, Intel. Wouldn't matter. I'm shorting all of those. CSX Corporation. I can kind of see where this one is going. CSX below 28.67, 28.67 to the downside. CSX, another one. There's so many, and I'll put some more for the pack members that I like setups to look at. The last one for right now, just to keep it simple, BIGPOPPA, big lots to the downside. Pretty clear what's happening there. What the target should be, $20.41. So entry, 1 penny away on big lot. So hopefully you guys kind of get the idea of where I'm going with this and how the setups are supposed to look. We always say you don't have to necessarily take the plays that we take, but we just want you to look for the similarities in the setups. I like things that are obvious, so I want to be able to talk to a child and ask them which direction that these things are going. And if a child can tell me which direction these plays look like they're going, I feel like I'm in a good position. Hey, have your little niece or nephew help you pick some plays, help you decide where things are going. So that's all I got. Hopefully people get the picture of what we're looking for here. Back to you, Fico.
Appreciate that, boss gang. A lot of bloodiness. There's a lot of bloodiness out there. Yo, Mr. Check My Resume. What you got for the gang this week?
Yo, what's good with it, man? Before I get into it, just man, I'm agreeing a lot with what the bros are saying today. First thing, man, we got a lot that's already showing that for full time frame continuity to the downside. We got a lot of sectors that are already enforced to the downside, so there weren't many like triggers in terms of setups to the downside. A lot of that stuff's enforced. There were a few outliers that were showing relative strengths, so I got a couple of those that I'll point out. But like Boss Gang talked about, it's going to be a pretty bearish week. And if you do find something to the upside, it's more of a stock pickers type of thing. So let's get into it. But for me, I'm looking at energy at the bottom of this broad formation right here, major levels. So we're expecting energy, at least from my standpoint, to show a little strength this week and bounce off that broad information. I can't say that for the rest of the sectors though. So let's get into it. First ticker I want to talk about is Eli Lilly, LLY. And LLY, actually, I got two different setups here. I'm more bearish on this, but the first setup, or at least the setup I'm going to talk about here, we do have continuity to the upside on LLY. Except for the month, which is inside into the down. It's red right now. So I'm looking at a couple things. First off, if you're looking at the upside because of the continuity, we're looking at this possibly as a TTO. So you've got the 2-2 rev on the week above $300.99. However, I do have a downside trigger on the month, and I'm leaning towards this downside move on LLY, where you got the 212 or the 2-2 rev on the month below 283 flat. So we'll see how things open up. I like the fact that it does have this strength to the upside on the macros. However, just because of the choppiness of the market. It's giving us setups both directions. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm leaning more to the downside though for healthcare. Next ticker, want to go stay in healthcare. Let's take a look at PFE, Pfizer. This is a downside setup I'm looking at here. We're already enforced to the downside on the month as well as the week. Looking at the quarter trigger here, we got a 212 potential on the quarter below $45.40 on PFE. So that's about $1 away to the downside. So I'll be looking for that one, be monitoring that one. Not expecting it to trigger on Monday or Tuesday, I should say. So that'll be one I'll be tracking for the downside. To keep it going, I did like that FSLR weekly setup. That looked really solid. Now, just to get into an upside setup, and I really particularly don't really like this ticker, but let's get into BA Boeing. Boeing's been showing some strength over the last week or two. So we setting up here on Boeing, potentially if we do get a move on Boeing. But y'all already know how I feel. But again, I'm not going to come with any bias. I'm just going to come with the information as it presents itself. So Boeing had a very, very strong week last week. Looking like we could get continuation on the week of 322 above 138.98. And so, again, looking at that one, we probably got a broad information around the 145, 150 level. So if you're looking for a short-term trade, that may be one to take advantage of right there. I don't really trust it above that broad information, so I really wouldn't want to go beyond that. But if you've got some fortitude, then maybe you could push it to the 160 level. But this would be a short-term trade, take it up to that 145, 150 level. So that's Boeing. Let's keep it moving. Next one here is Bristol Myers, BMY. So Bristol Myers on Thursday came in contact with the broad information, quarterly level BF, hammered out on Thursday, and then continued on Friday with the rev strat, which was a good sign. Buyers did show up at that price range. This is a price range where buyers have last time it was there, buyers bought it up. So I like the way the price action reacted to that broad information. So you could get this reversal on the week above $74.37, which are about 60 cents away currently on BMY. So we'll see what happens there. Based on the continuity, what we could have here is a rev strat, or I should say a TTO on the month, because we're currently 2 down. Going into next month could be TTOing back to the upside to put us back in continuity, because we're green on a quarter and a year, but we're red on the month and the week because of the recent price action. So BMY is another one that you could potentially see to the upside. It's showing a little bit of relative strength, and it has not been affected like the rest of the market has. So that's one to keep in mind that has been showing good strength. All right. I know you guys talked about the clean energy, so I'm not going to really get into that too much, but I did like the setup on CHPT. So if buyers do show up this week, that will be one as well in that clean energy group that could go, but don't really want to spend much time on it. Next one is Dollar General, DG. Just want to talk about this one and touch on it briefly, because this is one that we're actively in, me and the bro Cam G. This one has stayed green throughout this entire spell of choppiness that we've had in the market. Held up last week, stayed inside green week. We're looking at a potential 212 on the week above 234.64. So looking for that one to continue. Looking for buyers to remain present there. Also, we're looking at a reversal on the month, rev strat above 242.28. And that would give us that 2.2 rev on the month. So we'll see if DG continues its relative strength here. So liking the way DG is showing up. And then the Futu, I like the bros pointed out Futu. Because that's one that I alerted a few weeks ago. I believe it was the week of May 16th. We alerted the reversal on the week there, and that one's just been going since then. So that trade's been going pretty well. We got this inside week currently, as the bros pointed out, with full time frame continuity on the macros. We do have to take the day back green, but we've got macros and we've got continuity to the upside, despite what's going on in the rest of the market. So again, another outlier. If you're looking for an upside setup or something that's been showing strength despite what's going on. And that's all I've got, FICO. I mean, again, just keep the hedges on your queue. Keep those close to your tuck. But that's all I've got, man. Turn it back over to you.
Absolutely fire list by you bros. I know, since I've been on a pretty much maternity leave of some sorts and dealing with, health situation, what I'm saying, regarding my wife, I had the opportunity to just pay attention to one thing. So if, you got the chance to do that, dealing with SPX, 3700 was my go-to. And wasn't nothing gonna shake me from that because I knew we was going outside year by paying attention to the macro. I know a lot of people think it's as simple as just use the higher time frame and it's gonna tell you where it's gonna go. Well, I would like to introduce the individuals who think it's just this revolutionary thing to pay attention to the higher time frame. That have you ever heard of a 3? Because if you don't know your scenarios or time frame continuity, you can get just as clapped only paying attention to the hour or the week. And so it's deeper than that. So if you don't want to get clapped by paying attention to bits and pieces of what people take from us, come to the source. Make sure you visit www.alphapack trading.com. Make sure you visit Alpha Pack Trades on Twitter. Make sure you visit Alpha Pack Trading on Instagram. And once again, you're here with us. Make sure you like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Bros, Father's Day, what are y'all doing? Y'all know I've been working on a pool for 3 days because I decided not to pay somebody else to clean it. And I finally can see the bottom this morning. So that was all I wanted for Father's Day, was that my work was not in vain. Simple as that. What y'all getting into?
Man, I'm trying to do a throwback, man. I'm trying to find the hill with the kiddos and roll down, be childish, just have a good time, build some long time memories,
That's cool.
Yeah, man. I'm just be kicking it with the kids today, man. I'm gonna go grab them from their grandparents, man. We'll just hang out. My oldest son got a 707 game today, so.
Dang, they still playing? I thought they was just in the championship. Jeez.
I'll put them in the summer league.
The life for an elite athlete does not slow down. Like, my dude is playing 24/7. Shout out to him. And he just graduated going to, 6th grade?
Yeah.
6th grade. That's
middle
what's
school
up.
now. He a big boy.
That's
He
what's
up there
up.
with Boss Baby's son now, middle school dudes, you know what I mean?
What you doing out there in the California weather, boss gang? You back on the canyon today?
Nah, I'm gonna actually relax today. Get me a tan. About to get my vitamins. Let it just glisten. In honor of Juneteenth, I'm gonna let my son just absorb this melanin and just embrace it all this goodness, man. And then I'm about to hit the pool. I'm about to hit the pool, give me some laps in, and just enjoy it, man. And so in honor of June 15th, I'm about to go out there and let my skin be great in the sun, as if I was in motherland Africa, sitting right at the equator. That's what I'm doing.
Yo. Legacy. What's the Windy City got ready for you today?
Personally, I know my brothers. They took the high road and the right road. They were saying that they're gonna be with their kids today. But me personally, I love them. Hours with them. I'm gonna spend a couple hours.
Don't say it.
But I'm also using a lot of this day because now the missus is I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna focus on my business right now. I can say all that with no pushback. Like, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. Look, it's Father's Day. I'm doing this for them. So I hope you understand, but I'm trying to be the best me for my kids, for my family. So I'm gonna just get a little me time as well in there. You know, I also even like doing small stuff, like going to the show by myself. I'm alone. I'm an only child, you know, so I grew up as one. So I'm gonna get some meditation, some me time in there, basically as well too. You know, I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm definitely get some kids time too. I love my babies for sure. I wasn't a father again. I mentioned that briefly earlier, but that really showed me. Just looking back in my life, I see so many empty spots on where I needed this father, where I needed that discipline. So it's helping me be a better father, be that spot for my kids that was empty for me, that was blank for me growing up. So I'm loving fatherhood to the fullest, for sure.
Right on,
That's
bro.
what's up, man. Hey, one thing I've been saying all week, you know, especially my son, he like going about 3 weeks old now. Like, bro, I got 3. You know what I'm saying? We all got multiples. Like, bro, to me, ain't nothing been cooler than me and a dad, bro. So to all the, you know what I'm saying, all the men out there, if you know what I'm saying, if you don't get the love shown, we understand. We understand. More, man, enjoy y'all's day. Have a blessed day. Make sure you like and subscribe. Once again, I'm gonna keep repeating it. Happy Juneteenth. Yo, we gonna catch y'all on Tuesday. Got an extra day this week to go kick it. We out.
All right, well.
You the prize, bros. You the prize.
And don't forget it.